This is not a repeat of last week or of the week before. Egg prices have hit a new all-time record. If you go back and look at the entire history of the United States, you will never find higher egg prices than we have today. Now, I'm going to tell you, I don't like doing this story every week and telling you we hit another new record. I don't like it. I wish it were different. But once again, we have an all-time high, $7.74 US for a dozen eggs. That is the futures market. The numbers are $6.13 a dozen when Donald Trump became president, now $7.74. That's an increase of 26% in less than a month. Now, I know there's a little bit of confusion. People say, David, that's way more than an actual dozen costs. We've been using the futures markets because those are updated much more regularly. It is also the case that you can look at just average price, dozen grade A large eggs. And as you can see, that has also skyrocketed to an all-time high. But we've been using the futures markets because those are updated more regularly. Now, Donald Trump, of course, promised to lower egg prices on day one. He has finally been asked about egg prices. And you know what he says now? It's Biden's fault, and it's because of bird flu. Listen to this.
Prices have reached an all-time high. What's your
Which is what?
Egg prices have reached an all-time high.
Well, there's a flu. It was a long, before I ever got here, it was at an all-time. This didn't, remember, I've been here for 3 weeks. And when you saw the inflation numbers, I've been here for 3 weeks. I have had nothing to do with inflation. This was caused by Biden. I had 4 years of virtually no inflation. So I'm just taking over. But I'll tell you what, this country has made more progress in the last 3 weeks than it's made in the last 4 years.
All right. Suddenly, Trump acknowledges bird flu. Now, the honest thing when Trump was running for president, this wouldn't have won him the votes, right? The honest thing when Trump was running for president would have been to say, we have a problem, and that problem is bird flu. And the situation with eggs is going to be tough. So what I'm going to do is put together a comprehensive plan to deal with bird flu. But he didn't do that because Trump doesn't like dealing with pandemics. Trump doesn't like dealing with health stuff. We learned this during his first term with regard to COVID. That would have been the honest thing. Of course, now Trump takes over. His promises, prices will go down on day one. Prices went up on day one and on day two and on day three, now through to day 27, I think is today. And so now Trump goes, listen, this is mostly Biden's fault and also bird flu. Well, what are you going to do about bird flu? Because he's doing nothing about it. And of course, what's the principle that isn't really a principle? The principle for these Republicans is the president is responsible for everything that happens while they are president. That was the rule when Biden was president. Doesn't matter what takes place anywhere in the world. Someone's starving in Africa, Biden's the president, it's his fault. But now all of a sudden, it's you can't hold the president accountable for stuff. I mean, listen, bird flu and Biden, it's the rule for thee, but not for me. Also, during this really weird moment, Trump went to the Daytona 500 and his limousine circled the track and it was wacky. I guess the Daytona 500 had a rain delay, so Trump left. And of course, Trump doesn't care about the Daytona 500. It was just a stunt. So Trump's like, yeah, I guess maybe we'll like watch it on TV or something. I don't know.
Daytona was fantastic. The crowd was amazing. The people love that sport and they're wonderful people that run it. And they had a little rain delay, but we'll go home and watch it, I guess. Some of you will, and others will try and create peace throughout the world. Do you have any questions?
Yeah. Another taxpayer-funded attendance at a sporting event that accomplishes nothing whatsoever. But importantly, egg prices sky high, and now it's because of bird flu. Well, sir, what about doing something about bird flu? Maybe that's the next step. Did you know that if you follow news and politics, as I know everyone in my audience does, you can win a little cash for it? Manifold is the app and website where you can turn political knowledge into cash. They've been a loyal sponsor supporting what we do here at the David Pakman Show.
It's totally free to play. Here's how it works. Every day, Manifold gives you free in-game money called Sweep Cash, which you use to make predictions on political news. If your predictions turn out to be correct, you win more Sweep Cash, redeemable for real-world cash. Each Sweep Cash is redeemable for a US dollar. Very simple. Think of the predictions you've made in the past that have come true. Your correct political predictions turn into real cash. Go to manifold.markets/Pacman. You'll get free extra Sweep Cash just for signing up to get you started. You don't have to spend a dime to play and win real-world cash. But if you're feeling bold, you can use my link to get 40 extra Sweep Cash for just $20. Plus, you'll get 5,000 mana, the platform's other in-game play money. The link is in the description.